Hey guys, welcome to the Real Deal Unmasked. So today our topic is money in marriage and money in relationship. So we're going to have 4 simple points, short and sweet. Our first point that we want to discuss is, first of all, you got to be open.
Right. Have an open conversation about money. A lot of people get into relationships without even discussing money. It's just, I'm the man, so I just take care of this or take care of that. And they just go about their lives just spending money without having any respect or regard for it, without ever sitting down and saying what bills or what expenses you have. Okay, these are who I owe, these are the debts that I have outstanding, or who's going to pay this. Okay, how much money do you make? And a lot of people don't want to tell their spouse how much money they make. So we start off by creating this rift or this level of separation in our relationship with regard to money, because usually they say the man is responsible for paying all the bills. But what if the man doesn't make the most money? What if the woman makes more money? So you have to have conversations about money first and foremost, so that you can be clear, bring everything on the table. And I always use this reference where a marriage is the same as what companies use as a merger. During a merger, what companies do is they open up all their personal or all of their business. They open up all their financial records, and that's put on the table, everything, every single debt. And they go through everything line by line. They go through every principle of the company line by line. So in your relationship, we ought to do the same thing. You have to go through all of your debts, all of your expenses line by line, and determine which ones are we going to deal with now, which ones are we going to deal with in a few years or so, or which ones we're going to deal with later down the line, so that you can have a reference point and you can, formulate a plan to deal with money. Because if you don't set up a plan for money, then definitely you're looking to just waste money, and before you know it, you'll be in a relationship for a long period of time, and you won't have anything saved.
Wow.
And you would not have made any purchases or done anything that you can actually put your hand on.
That's good, honey. That's really good. So our second point is create a budget.
Right. Create a budget. A budget is a very simple thing. It's not something that's as complex as people make it seem. It's just simply a guideline of what your income is and what your expenses are. It's just basically writing out what you know your income is after you pay your tithes. Then you basically just write down every outstanding debt, every bill that you owe, line by line, and you have these listed, and you figure out how you're able to pay your bills. When you write out your budget, you may find out that you may be in a different situation that you actually thought. A lot of people just pay bills without actually writing them down. But before you go and pay your bills, I suggest that you write down every single debt, every monthly expense or weekly expense, depending on how you get paid, and basically set up a budget, set up a plan on the way that how you're going to spend your money before you spend it.
That's really good. So the third point that we're going to talk on is make a decision.
Right, making a decision, because after you've already had the conversation, after you've already written out the budget, you need to make a decision on who's going to be the one to run the money, because both of you can run the money. I mean, you need to designate one person in the relationship that's responsible, not the person that usually make impulsive spending. Make sure it's the person that's more responsible with the money, who's going to make the better decisions in the relationship, because there's always one person in that relationship that's going to make the better decisions with the money.
Yep.
If you don't do it, then it's going to be a lot of wastage. Money is going to be spending, and you're going to be buying a bunch of things that you don't need. So it's important that you decide who is going to do what. Which person is going to be the person to actually run the money. In our house, and every home is different, I may write down the plan, but I don't hold money well. If I have money in my pocket, I'm going to spend it. So it's best for my wife to run the money. So I don't do it. So you figure out which one is better, and there's nothing wrong with your spouse running the money. It doesn't make a difference. If the two shall become one flesh. So it's important that you make up your mind and figure out who's going to be the one that's going to run the expenses, who's going to be the one to make sure that these bills are paid, make sure that all these things are going to need to be done that need to be done in the home, so that you don't just be spending money. I'm spending money, she's spending money. At the end of the day, hey, how much money you got? This bill is due. Oh, I just spent money on this. Oh, she just spent money on, and that's how you end up in a situation where you're not properly managing your money. So it's important that you manage your money properly, you manage your money wisely, and you make sure that you treat your money with respect.
Absolutely. So the last point that we want to touch on is set goals.
Set goals. Once you write down, once you have those conversations, once you write out a budget, then you would know what your income is, you will know what your expenses are, so you will know what your disposable income is. Well, basically, disposable income is the funds that you would have left after you pay all your bills. So once you know what that is, then you can start setting your goals as far as what you intend to accomplish. If it's a home that you're trying to get, if it's a property, after you look at basically what you have left, you may say, well, okay, we want a home, but when you look at the money, maybe we need to start smaller. We need to make an investment probably in a property, get the property first, pay that debt down and off, and then start working on building the home on that property, as opposed to getting yourself in a long-term expense as a mortgage, where, you know, if you're going to be depleting all of your funds, then you're putting yourself in a position where you're setting yourself up to fail. And there are different levels of investments that you make. There are short-term, there are long-term goals that you need to set. A mortgage definitely can be, depends on where you are. You got to look at what expenses that you come into the relationship with. It could be something that you may need to put off a few years until you pay off some of your debt. So you need to sit down and have an open, honest conversation about money, and make sure that you set goals, because if you don't have goals set with your finances, then basically all you will be doing is you'll just become a consumer, someone that's just making impulsive purchases, just spending money and buying everything that you see, everything that's advertised every year. A new iPhone comes out, you got to get a new iPhone every year. That doesn't make sense. If you have financial goals, then you'll be more prudent with your spending to make sure that what you spend is for things that you actually need. So I hope that some of the things that we've mentioned in this video are able to help you out with helping you to manage your money. We thank you so much for watching our videos.
Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
And don't forget to hit the like button. Our social media links are below.
Thank you so much.
God bless.